research in child development mostly cover difficulties that students are having in school, influences, development, maturation, and patterns of growth. In a cross-sectional design of research, first, it's testing several groups of children who are at different ages and stages at the same time. So in a cross-sectional design study, you would study a first grader, a second grader, and a third grader all at once, or groups of first graders, second graders, and third graders all at once, so you could see, I don't know, what's going on at the school in terms of educational progress. That would be an example of a cross-sectional design. The wonderful thing about cross-sectional design research is that it's cost efficient. So you are getting information about how the first graders learn, the second graders learn, and third graders learn, all at the same time. However, cross-sectional designs also have limitations. They don't account for the development, the cultural, and the historical experiences affecting participants, and they're not controlled for those issues. Cross-sectional designs also do not show how age or social experiences alter the development. Another type of design is a longitudinal design. And in longitudinal designs, those studies are based on examining the development trends and patterns of growth by measuring the participants over time. There's valuable information about influence of age, history, and life experience in longitudinal studies because you can watch the same group develop and you can record and have information about the way they've developed in the context of their experiences. Longitudinal designs also have participants who serve as their own baselines, which mean you can tell exactly what's going on in terms of your variable that you're examining by looking at where the student or child has begun their development and how their development progresses by the end of the study, and have a ton of information, and they set the baseline for their own development. However, there are also limitations with longitudinal designs. Its cost is very expensive because you have to monitor the same group or individual over a long extended period of time. You have to keep really great records. And I don't know about you, but sometimes my record keeping skills are a little suspect. And you have to keep track of your participants. With new social media models and social media, we can do that now. Just think about your own life, how you can keep track of people that you may have met previously. But in research, it's kind of hard unless you're doing something outside of the box, like following them on social media. But then you have to look at the ethics of that and think about it. But it's really hard to put a lot of effort as a researcher into keeping track of where your participants have gone. And also, there's attrition. That's just a nice way of saying some participants either fall out or drop out of your research or they die. With longitudinal design, because it's so long, and sometimes there's research that just takes years, that may happen because death is a part of development and also is changing your mind.